And your chances of picking up extra data here far outweighs this little dip in conversion rate. So definitely test this. So what kind of data should you collect? So obviously phone number and email, everything starts there. But beyond that, like site behavior. So people who have purchased multiple times, people who only purchase during holiday seasons or discount-driven shoppers, people who engage with your blog, people who spend a lot of time on your page, people who buy specific products or groups of product. Intent, are they looking for men's clothes? Or are they looking to purchase women's clothes? Preferences, do they like decaf or regular, wine or beer? Interest, like are they if you're an athletic brand and you sell things for multiple sports, like what sport are they most interested in? And then of course, dates, birthdays, anniversaries, pet birthdays, it's a big one. Step one in this whole process, and it seems obvious, but we time and time again see so much underperformance in this area. We're going to give you a couple tips on how to optimize your sign-up forms. Your first customer data profile starts with obtaining an email or a phone number. So go all in on the optimization of that so you can just build more and more data profiles. Here are some sign-up form benchmarks from Klaviyo. Their average on a pop-up, which is generally your best converter, is 3.6%. We actually like to see much higher than that. Most of our customers are at least 6%, some as high as 15%. Giveaways usually will go really, really high, although they're not always the best to do, but definitely shoot to get in the top 10% of all these. If you're not in the top 10% based on this form, you've got a lot of optimization work to do. A couple areas to start. So test the style of your pop-up, your sign-up form. Pop-up versus a flyout versus embedded forum. You should have different types of sign-up forms. You can have your traditional newsletter sign up here to get more information or exclusive offers. An actual offer, save $5, save $10. As mentioned, giveaways are going to have a high conversion, but you have to then kind of look at the data. Is it freebie seekers? Is it just a bunch of people junking up your list? You got to look at that too. Sometimes they work amazing, sometimes they don't. Offers, definitely test different offers. Like if your average order value is $50, 5% off versus 10% off is a great test. If your average order value is $62.74, don't give them 22% off. That's way too much math. Nobody's ever going to do it. Nobody's going to do even simpler math, to be honest with you. So just try to make it very, very easy to understand. Free shipping, always a great one. Buy one, get one, always a great one. Free X with purchase, always a great one. The platform too, like mobile first, always, but always have something for desktop as well. We see a lot of brands have the same pop-up for both. You don't want to do that. On mobile, test the scroll delay. The timing of it is something you can definitely test. Click or tap to sign up for SMS is a great one. And then on desktop, test the scroll delay, also an exit intent. And then definitely have different signups on different pages on your site. So the home page for sure, exit intent on desktop is great. Different product pages maybe have a different incentive. And then add to cart exit intents work really, really well too. Segments, test different segments. So people who have purchased before, maybe they see a different pop-up than people who haven't. A great example of that would be if they're on your email list, but not your SMS list, make them an offer to get them on your SMS list. And then hot list too. We like to carve out a segment of people who have visited maybe a specific product page 2, 3, 4 times, but haven't converted. We'll give them an additional offer to kind of push them over the edge. Here's another slide from Klaviyo that talks about some other things that you could test. Color, verbiage, tone. Obviously, the headline is really, really important. Design. We talked about incentives. We talked about location on the pages. We talked about the type of form, time to launch, some additional information. But the important thing to remember here is there are so many different tests that you can do. You should always have tests running. If you're under those benchmarks we talked about before, that is the sign that you need to continue to test until you can really, really optimize this super leverage point. All right, so step 2 in this process is start collecting that first-party data on your sign-up forms. Klaviyo recently did a study of 80,000 e-commerce brands and found that what we all know, right? Sign-up forms are usually 1, maybe 2 fields. And we've always been taught as marketers that the more you add, the lower your conversion rate. And while that's true, what Klaviyo found out is that if you add optional fields, your conversion rate actually doesn't dip that much. And your chances of picking up extra data here far outweighs this little dip in conversion rate. So definitely test this. Add a third relevant field to your sign up form. Make sure it's optional. Test that against your current benchmark. See how it goes. If it goes well, maybe try adding a fourth field. Here's a couple examples. On the left, you see that they added the men, women, or both field. On the right, you see that they're segmenting by whether they like wine, beer, or cocktails. Step 3, build out your SMS channel. And there's tons and tons of other sessions here at AdWorld that will go into great detail about your SMS strategy. And it's an incredibly important owned media channel, and you should definitely do it. All I can say about it is how many times do you call a friend and they don't answer, but they text you right back? Or how many times do you need help with something and you'd rather send a tweet or jump on their chat than actually call them, right? Your customers feel the same way. They want to buy your stuff and they want to buy it by text. Here's a great slide by Klaviyo that I'm not going to be able to go into detail right now, but email and SMS is not an or proposition, it's an and. They work together. Email works great on certain things. SMS works great on certain things. Together, they work really, really well. And that's one of the things I love about using Klaviyo for all of this is everything's on one platform. You don't have to worry about multiple platforms communicating. You don't have to worry about the breakage or double attribution. Everything is right there under one platform, and it works really, really well. When you are collecting SMS, though, use a two-step form. We love them. Step 1 is what you're already using, and that's just like, hey, give us your email and you can have 10% off. And then instead of just going to thank you, make the next one basically, give us your phone number and we'll give you another 5% off. So make sure if you can, make sure the incentive for the SMS adds to the incentive for the email. Here's an example of one there. Of course, in this example, the incentive is the same. And for some of our brands, that actually works okay. Here's a 5-minute SMS setup using Klaviyo. Now, this isn't ideal, but this is fast. And I found in my career that the faster you move on things, the better things go. So if you don't have the bandwidth, if you're in a hurry, if you're stressed because the holidays are coming or you can't afford an agency, whatever it is, and you don't have your SMS channel set up, here's what you can do. Install a two-step form, right? Just like we talked about on the last slide. Offer a discount for email, offer something extra for SMS. Order matters. Email first, SMS second. Then install a one-text welcome series. Ideally, you're going to want to extend that. But for now, hey, thanks for joining whatever it's called, our VIP list, our Insiders Club, whatever you call it. We'll be in touch with exclusive offers. Remind them to use their coupon. That's it. You're building your SMS list. You can use it when you need it for Black Friday, Cyber Monday. Again, this is not ideal. This is not an SMS strategy. This is I need to start collecting phone numbers and I intend on using them soon. And I just need to get started while I take care of some other things. Quizzes and surveys are amazing. It's one of the best ways to get customer data. You can make it fun, get creative with it. The initial goal is part of the user experience. It's to help them make sure that they're buying the right product, right? But it's also for you to determine what the why of their purchase is, so you can further segment that later and use that data to create a personalized journey. So an example, like if you're a CBD brand and people come to your site and buy the same product for multiple reasons, pain relief versus better sleep, you're gonna wanna know which one they're there for and make sure that you cater all of their flows and all of their future campaigns around that. Get creative with your quiz, use your brand personality, make it fun. You can do product recommendations. You can do virtual consultations if you're a makeup brand or a hair brand. You could do size or style finders. You could do a gift finder, no matter what brand you are. And an easy way to do this is just do it inside the welcome series. So get the opt-in off the sign up form. Welcome series 1 has got a question in there that allows them to self-segment and send them down a different journey.